I have like a tarot card obsession, right? And when I was like, well, just as we were starting to play, I was like, okay, what card? Like, what is the card for the first session? And I got the Fool, which is the first card in tarot and represents the beginning of a journey.
Mm.
So there you go. That's your fun fact.
Oh no, guys! Is it gonna like? Oh, I just realized.
What?
I'm eating soup.
It's totally fine. I'm drinking. I'm sure everybody has like a drink or a snack or something.
But this is like a specifically like Slurpee. Like it's very auditory.
This is session 1 of the Blood Peak Pact. I'm Dylan. I will be the dungeon master for this adventure. For people who are unfamiliar with Dungeons and Dragons, that basically means that I'm kind of God, and I also will be playing all of the like characters that our heroes interact with on their journey.
My name is Austin, and in this adventure, I will be playing Belwin, who is a turtle, which is a turtle person, and I'm a paladin.
So my name is Ben. The character that I'm playing is Cal Stormcurst, and he is like a northerner, and he has bad luck and bad weather seems to follow him around. So he's sort of a loner, and he's a barbarian.
I'm Rob. I'm playing Maximon Tumul, who is a high elf, cleric working on a thesis about like the death and dying of the people of the continents, and I'm studying grave sites and trying to keep people alive or dead. I'm not necessarily sure.
Just trying to keep the balance of things. So I want to use plot points for our session, and basically like the way those will work, if you're not familiar with what like a plot point is every session we do, I'm going to award one of them to one of you randomly. I'm going to roll a d4, and basically if it lands on 1, Belwin will get it. If it lands on 2, Cal will get it. If it lands on 3, Maximon will get it. And if it lands on 4, either no one will get it, or if we're playing with a guest, 4 will be the guest gets it. But for now, 4 will be no one gets it. And the way the plot point is going to work is essentially it just gives you as a character like an ability to interject in any moment, anything like in a situation. You can redeem that plot point and be like, hey, like I have fought this villain before, or like, hey, I'm related to the bartender, or like, and so it'll give you and within reason. Like it can't be like, hey, I just like, instantly killed the main villain without even like being in the same room as them. But so like within reason, I'll approve or disapprove of things, but be creative. It's your chance to sort of like in the heat of the moment, like throw some spice into the mix, like a plot twist or like an extra layer, or just something crazy. Like it can be fun, it can be lighthearted. But yeah, so it's just a way for like you guys to have a little bit of fun and exert a little creativity on the plot. You have to spend it by the end of the session. You have to either spend it or gift it by the end of the session. They don't accumulate, so it's not like if you get one this time and you don't spend it, you're not going to have it next session. It's going to go away. But you can gift it to somebody else if you're really like, what, I'm probably not going to be able to use it by the end of this session, so I'll give it, to whoever. So I'm going to roll that right now, and I'll let you know who gets that. All right, so it's 3. So this time Maximon has a plot point.
Gosh.
So,
That's dangerous.
How much conversation should we have like outside of our characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always fine with meta conversation.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And and I guess with that, and then with like the potential sharing of a plot point, to my compatriots, if we find ourselves in like a weird situation where you think this plot point could be of very good use, I'm open to suggestions.
All right.
Yeah, that's a very fair way to do it. And so the other like kind of little currency that I'm also going to work with is I'm going to use inspiration points. And so the way those are going to work is essentially those are going to be things that I gift to you guys as I see fit. And the way I'm doing it is like I want to do it merited based off of like if I just see like exceptional role playing, not just like
inspired role playing.
Exactly, inspired role playing. Not necessarily like, you know, if you're rolling really well, like I don't really care if you're like killing your rolls, like getting natural 20s, but like if you use your character's backstory and strengths and weaknesses and flaws and quirks in an interesting way and it like creates memorable moments, I'll give you an inspiration point. And
inspired moments.
Exactly. And the way that works, if you're not familiar, is it basically is just an advantage on any roll. So that means that instead of rolling 1d20, you'll get to roll 2, and you get to use the higher of the 2 numbers for whatever roll. But you have to spend the inspiration point before you can earn another one. So you can't like stack inspiration points. You're not going to earn another one while you're still sitting on one. But all 3 of you could have an inspiration point at the same time and like save it up for a combat, and then like all 3 of you use yours at the same time and like decimate an enemy. But one of you isn't going to have multiple inspiration points at the same time. Our party finds themselves wandering along the road to Lysilia in the nation of Dothysae on the continent of Dothysae. They have embarked off of meeting each other in Phaein, the capital of Dothysae, after realizing that they all share interests in going to a place known as the Forgotten Isle on Lake Ero. It's about 2 or 3 in the afternoon as they walk along this wooded path in a forest that's well traveled by adventurers, traders, and common folk. They've gone most of the way to Lysilia through the Lyswood and know that they have a couple of hours ahead of them more of walking, but have taken the time to enjoy the verdant forests and the sounds of nature and the abundant beauty of the fertile valley that forms the Lyswood between the Lower Hell Mountains to the north and the Rivgard Peaks to their south. It's a hot and humid day, but it's not quite a rainforest, more of a deciduous forest with abundant vines and mossy growths, and it's a forest that is known as relatively safe and not necessarily cursed or avoided for any particular reason. Along the road, there are many road signs, many signs of life, but it has been a few hours since they passed their last traveler, who is heading in the opposite direction of them, south towards the capital. I want to allow the party to take over the moment.
So we're standing in a forest right now, kind of walking towards that town, that city place.
Yeah, you're heading north. You can see in front of you that you're about to cross a very small bridge over a little creek. The creek is moving not too fast to cross. The bridge is a little, it's a little ramshackle and it's a bit run down. Looks like maybe it could have used some TLC. But other than that, the road looks, safe and well adventured.
Cool. Well, so I'm gonna have to play around with my character voice a little bit. You guys are gonna have to help me in this zone getting there until I finally settle on one. So
test out some different turtle.
We'll see what happens.
Turtle vibes.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what this turtle sounds like. I have been talking to myself a little bit, trying to figure out this turtle voice beforehand. I will be honest. But we'll see what happens. So, I guess my turtle friend says, I guess we should keep walking forward, friends, my adventuring companions. How is that?
Sounds good to me, man.
I like it.
Yeah.
Speak
Sounds
softly. Speak softly.
Speak
carry a big
softly.
stick.
Have a big old hammer.
Big hammer. And a trident too.
You have to throw in some like cowabunga, my dudes. Like,
So as you cross the bridge, you notice a change in the smell of the forest around you. Before there was, just the general earthy tones of dying leaves and dirt and like wind rustling through the trees, but there's a distinct smell coming down the creek that gives you a moment of pause. It could be possibly some sort of muskiness, also something kind of slightly burnt smelling. You know that it's distinct enough to make you, second guess what you're smelling.
so I guess Cal will just be like, is anybody else smelling that funk? He's definitely curious. He doesn't know what's going on. Also, I'd like to point out that Cal, given that he is a northern boy, is definitely like unused to the heat. He is, he's feeling kind of like irritable and sweat at the moment. What I'm in. Oh yeah, dripping.
Belwin,
Glistening. Yes?
you're from this area or around here.
Yes, I suppose it's been a long time, but things have changed around here since I was a young turtle, I suppose.
But the olfactory connects to memories that your dormant mind can't even fathom. Do you recognize this smell?
Let me sniff with my turtle nose and see what I smell.
Belwin, why don't you roll nature?
Let's see here. I rolled an 18.
All right.
And then that is... Oh, no, it's a -1 for me, so that's a 17.
All right. Well, it's plenty sharp enough, and suddenly you are transported back to the first time your turtle family took you on a wolf hunt. You distinctly recognize the smell coming down the creek as belonging to the canines of the wood. You also notice the distinct smell of a campfire or burning wood alongside the wolf smell. And this gives you a sudden alarm that there might be either a forest fire or a camp dangerously close to some wolves.
I smell danger in the air, friends.
What kind of danger are we talking about here, Mr. Turtle?
I smell a fire of some sort, and if something is burning down in nature, this here turtle doesn't want any nature getting burned and hurt.
How conscientious.
I can't say I'm terribly fond of fires either. This smell, this is coming from off the path, right?
So the creek is hitting the road at a perpendicular, passing under a little makeshift bridge.
Right.
You are smelling this being carried down the direction of the creek. So sort of at a perpendicular to the direction that you were walking.
Okay,
Suddenly,
cool.
splitting the calm of this otherwise peaceful forest moment, you hear a blood-curdling scream coming from towards your northeast, down the road in the direction you were heading, but distinctly off the road. You hear someone screaming. You can maybe make out the faint sounds of snarling and barking in the distance.
Right.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Should we go check this out, guys? It sounds like someone's in danger.
Is it the same direction as this fire smell too that I'm smelling?
Yes, so that is also being carried down by the creek. So you can see that the creek, while it does go perpendicular to the road, As far as you can see it start to bend back in the direction of the road, but it kind of goes out wide and then comes around again north. And the direction that you can hear the screaming coming from is roughly a northwest down the road.
All right, let's follow this sound and this scent. I think as a hero and a knight, I must go.
I'll say, well, I mean, I'm following the turtle.
The choice is not mine.
Come, friends, we can help people. You sad, stormy lad, come. let's help some people.
Do you take the road or the creek?
Let's take the creek.
Yeah, let's follow the creek. I think if there's a fire, we want to be near water.
So heading down the creek, you notice way the creek is coming towards you. You know it gives you a distinct advantage with the wind being against you. So you are getting smells coming at you rather than the wind carrying your smell away from you. You notice to your left as you go down this creek, both that the screaming is getting louder and also that there is a rising mound heading about up to 12 or so feet above what looks to be a clearing. And you think over this mound you can see smoke rising, but you can't see over the mound.
I'm following Belwin. So as we see the smoke, I'm going to take out my, let's see here, my 2 hand axes. So I'm going to have those in hand. And I think I have 2 weapon fighting. So I'm going to have a little hand axe in each hand. And they're like wood chopping axes. They're not like anything crazy looking, but I've got them.
I'm also going to be going in with my warhammer ready to go too. I'm going hammer in 2-handed, gotta get that extra damage.
You hear another scream come from just over the mound, this one sounding more desperate and frantic. It sounds like a woman this time, and they seem to be pleading with something that does not respond. Do you run with haste, or would you like to roll a sneak check?
Being a brash young man desperate for approval and acceptance, I'm gonna be running, charging up ahead.
You see Cal dash off over the mound, and as he comes to the top of it, he looks down over a small camp clearing. He can see the campfire, but what is around that campfire is what concerns him. Directly in front of him in the clearing, up against a tree, is a young elven woman holding out a bloodied short sword. A wolf circles her, its leg bloody from a small gash. About 5 or 10 feet away from her lies a human man trying to hold a wolf off of his throat. He lays prone, his forearms chewed and bloody, but you can tell that he's still struggling and fighting desperately with this wolf. And farthest away, about 20 feet back, lies a dead donkey, its innards spilled out, and deep inside its bowels is a large black and brown wolf, its snout blood red from its feast. And as Cal tops this mound, the wolf lifts its head, lays its eyes upon him, and snarls viciously. I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
Nice. First combat, here we come.
Wait, Dylan?
Yeah.
Can you tell me if that guy who's dying hits 0 health points?
Yeah. You'll know.
Okay.
You'll get a nice saucy description. The gray wolf that is desperately trying to get at the man's throat makes one final savage push. Ooh, that is not good. You hear a disturbing tearing as the wolf pulls back its head from his arm, pulling a large chunk of his forearm with it. That arm is basically useless now, and you see that this man is now attempting to hold off this gray wolf with just one arm, his other left arm lying on the ground, bleeding profusely. The wolf still lays atop of him. The alpha wolf moves ominously forward, coming towards the wolf and the struggling man. Rather than acting savagely or attempting to remove the much smaller wolf from it, it simply reaches down, grabs the head of the injured man in its jaws, and with a savage twist, You hear bones snapping, and the man goes completely limp. The much smaller wolf begins greedily feasting upon the man's neck.
Oh man.
Brutal.
The woman shrieks against the tree. You can see tears running down her face. She does look otherwise uninjured, but she is desperately upset with the situation unfolding before her.
Great way to put it. Pretty upset.
Oh my gosh.
You sense some sort of connection between the two. The woman, in all of her grief and anger, swats feebly at the wolf, connecting with its jaw as it makes a pounce. You hear the wolf whimper and reel backwards with a long slash along the side of its face, blood trickling into its left eye. You can tell that wolf is not doing very well with this woman and has had quite an ordeal backing her into the tree. Belwin, now it is your turn to make a move.
Are these like nasty, evil looking wolves? Because I'm not. Yeah, he doesn't have to want to hurt wolves. They don't have to be hurt.
I mean, we did just see one like rip the face off of a guy.
Hey, we don't know this guy's story. What if he like stole the puppies or something? The wolf babies.
From what you can see of them, they look like normal wolves, but they also do look hungry and eager to feast on any living things in their sight.
All right, I think time to fight, I suppose. Yeah, we'll just there's one like gnawing at a guy, right?
Yes, one is gnawing on the corpse of our neck-snapped friend. One is circling the elven woman, and the alpha is standing over the feasting wolf, snarling at you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to with the alpha one who's like kind of guarding the guy getting eaten. I'm gonna say, "Down, boy," and hit him with my hammer. 21.
Ooh.
16 plus 5.
Yeah, that's gonna connect. Roll damage.
And so that's 5 damage.
A chunky blow of your hammer strikes the wolf,
bludgeoning
directly
damage
in the sternum, moving it a couple feet to its right with your swing. The wolf whimpers.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt your narrative here, Dylan, but being a lefty, I'm going to say that he swings to the left, not to the right. So
Right.
just to clarify.
That wolf gets sent to your left with a chunky swing of the hammer, clearly dealing a severe blow to its sternum. You think you feel ribs breaking underneath of it. All right, Maximon, it is your move, unless you'd like to take a bonus action, Belwin.
No, I think I'm good. Just doing the big hit.
This is a big hit.
The big hit.
I am going to attempt to use my cantrip Chill Touch.
Ooh.
And I got a 12 plus 4, so 16. Oh, on the wolf that is going for the elven woman, a skeletal hand appears out of nowhere, touches it, deals damage, and grips onto it until its turn.
Dang.
We have 5 damage.
That skeleton hand reaches, grabs the wolf by the back of the head, by the scruff. You can see fingers digging into the skin and blood trickling down from where they meet. The wolf yowls in pain. You can really tell that it is quite badly injured with the slashes and the bleeding, and now this necrotic hand gripping it by the back of the head. It's desperately trying to get the grip off, but it can't seem to twist its head around to get to it. All right, Cal.
Yeah, so I think Cal's pretty shaken, honestly, having never seen a face get ripped off before. But you know, he's gonna sort of throw that off and realize this is his moment. So he's gonna run to help Belwin, and he's gonna run towards the wolf, and I'm gonna throw one of my hand axes as I'm running. A 17. So that will be 4 damage.
All right, that finds purchase. That axe sails through the air with great acuity, striking the so far unbothered gray wolf, just enjoying its feast of human flesh, striking him in the midsection, biting deep. You can almost feel it in the air how it strikes bone underneath the skin, and the gray wolf recoils in pain, jumping off the man.
Is my axe stuck in it, or did it
You're gonna have
smack it and then
to recover that
axe?
axe. Yeah.
Okay, cool, awesome. So it's so one of the wolves has my axe like hanging out of its side or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right
cool.
In the old tushy. That injured wolf is really not looking well, but he now notices that there is a couple of new foes standing close to him, and he is particularly aggrieved at the sorcerer who has conjured this skeletal hand. He turns to face you, and with his teeth snarling and red, he snaps at you. Oh man, what's your armor class, Maximon?
18.
Oh wow, that's higher than me.
What armor do you have, you student?
I got chainmail, and why wouldn't I equip that?
It's like Frodo when he gets attacked and he's got that the chainmail on under him, the elven chainmail. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but yeah.
The mithril. Oh man, you do not dodge this aggrieved wolf. Ooh, he does 5 damage against you, piercing right through your chainmail with his still strong jaws.
Jeez Louise.
Make a strength saving throw.
A big old 5.
That wolf knocks you right on your ass, and he is right on top of you. He is biting directly into your shoulder, and he is not letting go, and you are prone. And that leaves us going back up to the top. Our gray wolf, who has the axe lodged in his side, he wheels around and looks at Belwin. He's not happy about you striking his alpha, and he lashes out with his fangs. What's your armor class?
17.
Oh, his fangs hit your shell. You hear it almost like forks against a plate. They just slide right off, and that wolf bounces off your shell, and you confidently just shake it off. You look at him and go, you spit at him. You probably don't, because you like nature. All right. Now our alpha, noticing this challenge posed by the great shell of this turtle, rears up his head and decides it's his turn to get some teeth in the game. Oh man, you're a lucky boy. His teeth roll effortlessly off your shell, but you do notice that they leave just the slightest little gash in the shell, something to remember this alpha wolf by as he greedily looks at you. It is now our elven woman's turn. She looks at this injured wolf with renewed determination and anger in her eyes, and she swings at it. But unfortunately, she rolls a natural 1. Her sword comically flies out of her hands as she swings it and lodges itself in a distant tree, and she is now completely weaponless, with this injured wolf having a renewed attention on this now defenseless elven woman.
That wolf takes damage on its turn, right? For your hand, Rob, doesn't it?
No, the hand's off now.
It's probably concentration, so he took damage, so it probably breaks. Belwin, it is now your turn.
Okay, at the alpha that's staring at me, I kind of want to just try to intimidate it and make it run away and just give it a hard turtle stare and be like, look at my squad right now. We've been hurting you guys bad, and that's what I'm trying to say in my turtle stare.
So you're gonna have
teeth in me.
You're gonna roll intimidation, and just so you know, the wolf has advantage on wisdom checks.
Well, I have an advantage on intimidation checks. Or no, I just have proficiency. But...
All right.
Oh, I rolled a 19 plus 4, 23.
Oh, wow. This alpha sees your stare, notices this ancient wisdom, something that it speaks to its animal soul, this connection to the forest, and sees this power, this fear that keeps wolves at bay. And it lifts its head. It howls, almost in respect to you. The other two wolves sense this from their lead wolf, and they too both begin to pull back, slinking their way out of the forest, still bearing teeth, but backing up ever so slowly until eventually they reach the edge of the clearing and bolt into the woods. All right, you are now out of combat.
Hey,
I'm
that wolf's
sorry.
got my axe.
I'm almost dead, which is great for my thesis.
I can restore some of your hit points if you don't want to spend a spell slot
spell?
right yet.
Okay, yeah, I have 2 out of 7. What do you think in that case?
I think the lay on hands, just because we want to save those, because we might have a rest coming up here where, I don't know, or it's up to you, whatever. If you
No,
want
no. That's
use
perfect.
some of your magic, if you want to, go for it.
No, let's do the lay on hands.
Yeah. I can use, so I have 5 in total. How many did you lose?
I lost 5.
You lost 5?
Yeah.
Is it, all right, I'll give you 3 back.
That's fine. Perfect.
Yeah, so I walk up
Good
to you and
luck.
like help you up, and as I lift you up, use some of my turtle magic to heal you a little bit.
I'm there. I take note for the thesis.
I'm gonna
What's up?
like witness the I see this like turtle magic go into Maximon, and I'm gonna like make like a sign of warding off evil at it because I'm like spooked by magic.
While the three of you are having this this bro moment of patting each other on the back, you notice the elven woman crawling over to the severely mutilated corpse of this human man, and she is just sobbing and inconsolable at this current moment over his body, just holding what used to be maybe shoulders or arms, and is clearly very distraught.
All right, I'll go over it. I'll go over it, and I'm gonna try to pull her away, and I'm gonna be like, "It's okay. You were gonna outlive him anyway. It's all right."
Cal.
Yeah.
Can I offer a suggestion before you do that?
Sure.
I have thaumaturgy. Could I perhaps like manifest a fake ghost of her lost boyfriend?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to be a dick, go ahead. But, like, that's better.
I don't want to see his ghost. I want to give him a proper burial. We never should have been out here.
Okay, I will not gaslight this woman.
Please help me bury him. His name is
Tim?
Tivum.
Tivum. I was gonna say Tim's not a very fancy name.
Okay, yes, I've never buried someone before, but I'm working on this for the project, so I accept, knowing that this will be a learning experience.
You spend the good part of 30 minutes to 45 minutes digging and making a shallow grave and moving what's left of Tivum into the earth and patting it down, and you notice this elven woman kneeling by the little bit of earth, and she says, I know we never kept the same gods, but I hope yours see you to the lands of your fellow humans. Alodan guide him, and Halodas give him strength. And you notice that she's quiet in a moment of contemplation, and then she stands and faces you. He came to Rivia, where I'm from, to bring me to Lysilia to see his home. I never got the chance to see it. We were just taking a short rest when those wolves came from the woods.
It's
Wow.
okay.
Can I draw one of his religious symbols on the grave?
You're going to draw what kind of symbol on the grave?
One of his religious symbols.
Yeah, make a religion check.
Okay, I got a 5 on that. Yeah, with mod, yeah.
You go up to this grave and you start etching something quite aggressive and clumsily into it, and you see this elven woman just staring at you with cold eyes, and she grabs you and she goes, What are you doing? What is this? What is this meant to be?
I use thaumaturgy to summon his ghost and tell her it's all right.
I don't even think thaumaturgy can summon a ghost, to be honest. Hate to be that guy.
I rolled a 20.
Read the description on thaumaturgy on the spell.
Yeah, it says your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute. You cause flames to flicker. You can create a ghost if it's to gaslight an elven woman.
All right. I'm gonna have to reel that back. So you've carved this very
your plot point.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my plot points to gaslight her.
You somehow managed to summon the ghost of this poor eaten man. A ghost comes out of the ground. This poor fellow. He seems so confused, and he's where are we? Pafendria. Are we in Lysilia? Where are we? What happened? I thought I heard howling. Who are these people? This woman is pale white with anger or shock. You can't quite tell, but she is speechless, and she just turns away and starts walking away from your party. And this ghost.
All right, Cal is gonna like charge the ghost. Back, foul demon! And like try to smack it.
You don't have any weapons capable of dealing damage to ghosts yet.
No, I don't think. Is it an actual ghost or is it just his like illusion?
It's the ghost of Tivum, of the guy who got eaten. But please, one of you, explain to me what's going on.
Yeah,
It's on you, bro. Sorry.
I'm gonna be like swatting at him with my hand axe, like just going through him, just trying to make him go away. I think I'm freaked out. I don't like it. I want it banished.
He senses your hostility, and something from another plane seems to allow him to slip away, and the ghost becomes mist and fades away into the forest. Your feeble attempts at hostility banished this already weak soul tied to this moment. You notice that the elven woman is almost completely walked out of the clearing at this moment, heading towards the road.
All right, I'm just gonna turn around like proudly, like so pleased with myself that I banished this magic ghost.
And I'm impressed that I can now summon ghosts, which is canon.
And
you now summoned a ghost.
Belwin's he's neutral. He's neutral good, so he's happy that the situation dissipated, but he's a little shocked by his party, and because a lot just happened in a few seconds there.
Wait, so are we just letting this elvish woman just like dip?
I like Belwin personally. He's like the wolves went off on their way, and I mean yes, there was some.
All right, okay,
stuff,
all right. So
but...
Cal is gonna run over and be like, wait, dude, you don't have to leave. The ghost is gone.
You're gonna have to roll persuasion.
That would be a 9. Let me check out my modifier. Where do I find persuasion? I don't get a modifier. It's 9.
She looks back at you, she makes eye contact with you, and she goes, I am going to Lysilia. I do not need the company. And she just turns and starts walking down the road. But you noticed that she's suddenly carrying something. She must have grabbed something while you weren't looking, but she stuffs it quickly into her pocket and continues back down the road.
Okay, so Cal's feelings are like super hurt by this. He's like, they always leave me.
Belwin walks up behind Cal and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "It's okay, friend. Some people just like to be left alone."
Cool.
So,
Nice.
Does the party continue towards Lysilia, awkwardly following this woman who said she didn't want you to?
Yeah, we're like a few feet behind. Not a few, like at least like 40 to 50 feet, I'd say, behind.
All right. You walk for about an hour, noticing that every so often she turns and looks back with contempt until eventually, after about an hour and 15 of this continual walking, staring, she finally, you see a great sigh, and she stops and waits for you to catch up with her, to walk the rest of the way to Lysilia with her. While I do not appreciate what you did to Tivum's grave, nor do I appreciate how you desecrated his spirit, I am appreciative for you saving my life. My name is Pafendria. I feel like we got off on a very, very bad foot.
Yeah, so I guess I'll say, yeah, I'm so sorry about your friend. Is there anything we can do to help or make up for it?
You can see me safely to Lysilia, and then you can leave me forever.
That's all right with me.
Yeah, sounds good.
I have no business with you.
As you walk and as the sun starts to drop below the horizon, you can tell it's approximately 6 or 7 o'clock. It's around dusk. You see in the distance, you see the black obsidian gates that herald the town of Lysilia coming out of the opening in the woods before you. Just within front of you, stretching out the silhouette of the town, the most noticeable buildings ahead of you are the stables where a few horses are docked. You notice an inn with a sign hanging from it. It says the Inn at Ero's Seat. And you also notice a large house of worship with a cemetery behind it. You can't quite tell what sort of religious architecture the house of worship has to it. It seems quite distinct, and yet with elements of religions that you can recall, but it would require further investigation to deduce what exact religion this house is built towards. You can see down a long central boulevard to the docks that are built upon the shores of the lake. But directly before you is the ceremonial gate made out of twisted and carved obsidian, the stable house, a church of some kind, and an inviting-looking inn. Where would you like to go?
Kind of feel like we should start off at the inn. We should go classic, good old D&D. It's a tavern / inn, I'm guessing, right?
I think you should go inside and find out.
What I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to. What am I?
Yeah, no, I mean, Cal is definitely just following Belwin around right now. So
Well, our friends got a little hurt in battle, so we want to rest a little bit. We've been walking for a while.
You notice that Pafendria is simply just walking down the main strip of the town. She didn't even say goodbye. She didn't even make eye contact with you. She just heads into town and makes a sharp right and is out of your eyesight without even the slightest bit of ceremony or farewell.
all right, so
There's
I guess
a
Cal will just
cold
say,
air lingering.
so you guys saw her like take some kind of item or something, right? I'm not the only one that saw that.
I did not notice anything.
Well, she definitely, did something pretty surreptitious as we were, following her down the road. I'm not too fussed about it, but
Cal, roll perception check.
Ooh, it's a -2. So let's go 11.
You remember it was something that fit nicely in her hand. It wasn't a large object. She tucked it into her pocket. It seemed like it was cloth, possibly, or that she was holding it with a cloth, but what it was escapes your mind. But you remember that it was handheld. It was small and tactile.
I also noticed the object. I got an 18 plus 4, 22.
Oh, Maximon got a much clearer sight of what it was. He noticed the metallic shimmer and outline of a very simple and plain key wrapped in this piece of cloth that she stuffed in her pocket. It was a very nondescript, not ornamental, not decorative, but very simple metallic key made of a very uniform dark metal, maybe steel or iron. And he noticed a bit of writing on this piece of cloth, but it moved too fast into her pocket, and her hand was obscuring it to tell exactly what it was. But he did notice that it was in Elven script.
Cal. Yes. I noticed the key, but I was hardly paying attention because I saw a very impressive ghost, which is far more interesting, and I think we should really focus on, because I think the key is out of our lives.
All right, I just wanted to check it. I mean, I'm following the turtle, so that's fine.
I think for now we need to rest. We need not worry ourselves with a simple key. Keys these days, it seems like everybody needs a keys with all these doors that you have in this day and age. Back in my day, we didn't have this many doors. You just walked into the forest, and there were the trees. Not all these doors and these keys.
I'm furiously taking notes.
The party heads towards this inn, and it sees a inviting looking cottage with a small deck wrapped around it. They go up to the front door and open the door, and inside is a small candlelit room with a little desk, and behind that desk is a very grumpy looking old woman, a human woman, and she goes, "What you want?" I said, "What you want?"
We are looking, my compatriots and I are looking for a place to sleep.
It talks! The turtle talked!
And
it's like she rolled a 20 for prejudice.
Yes.
Damn.
I am a turtle. A turtle, actually. But we are a proud turtle people.
Wait, so question. So what kingdom are we in right now?
You're in Dothysae.
I'm assuming I'm here because left my family to strike off on my own because I was fed up with being on my own with them. So, but so is this somewhere that I would have gone?
No,
Not this town specifically, but like,
yeah.
what do I like know of this general like zone?
You know what's generally known. This isn't a world where settled places are too mysterious. There is a general connection between the different nations, but you've never been to this nation specifically because your father avoided taking you on long journeys, and you are quite away from Manorhad. But you do know of the land. You know it's a democracy. You know it's a very diverse nation with many different races living amongst each other. But you've never been here specifically. You've never been to Dothysae before you left home to come here specifically and met Belwin and Maximon in the capital city.
Okay, cool. So given that, I guess I will try to calm her down, and I'll say, "Oh, you Dothysae and people, you've got all kinds of people here. Surely you've seen a big talking turtle before."
Sorry, roll persuasion.
Ooh, okay, so I got a natural 18.
She goes, "Well, I suppose you're right. We do have quite a few strange-looking fellows in town. There's one of them lizard folk or dragon people. What do they call themselves? He's a decent bloke, I suppose. Turtles ain't nothing new. Just surprised he talks was all. Thought he was a pet. I
am nobody's pet."
Didn't mean no offense by it. Mister, ma'am, are you a boy or girl?
I am a turtle.
I suppose you'll be looking for a room for the night. Where you come from?
The other big building place, I don't know all these names. I come from a time with the forest, not all these doors.
You said you comes from the forest? Have you seen my boy Tivum? He left a couple days ago to go find some girl.
Oh no.
I've seen his ghost.
What's he mean by that? What's the elf boy mean by that?
He likes to jest. I apologize.
Oh man.
Okay, wait.
Where's-
I have the mending cantrip. Does that mean I can fix this broken situation?
No.
No.
Okay.
Tell me where my grandson is. His brother's been waiting for him every night at his favorite tavern down the block. Where's my grandson?
Well,
Which tavern are you speaking of?
to be
I'll tell you the tavern when you tell me what's happened to Tivum.
to be honest with you, on our journey here, we came upon a pack of wolves, gnawing and ravaging upon a face, and
The old woman.
we couldn't
The old-
stop the wolves in time.
The
And
old woman is clutching the desk. She seems like she's holding herself up. Basically, her arms are the only thing keeping her from hitting the ground, and she's growing increasingly pale.
If I really did use my plot point to only summon one ghost, I think Tivum should be a ghost that I can just summon. Because it's weird that I only summoned him once.
No, I'll allow you to summon him at any time that you are within range of his grave.
Okay.
You could tell her that. You could tell her you could bring her to talk to him or something.
That would be way too much work.
So
Okay, so wait. Okay, so Cal is just standing there in awkward embarrassment. He really doesn't know what to say or do. He's not this good with people. He's just kind of looking at the floor. Yeah. I don't know how to handle this situation.
the old woman finally speaks back up. She goes, You have to go. You have to go to the tavern and tell my boys their brother's not coming home. Go to the Drink or Drown tavern down the street and find Brodan and Fivo. There's his brothers. They need to know.
All right, I'll say just my luck.
I suppose
Your luck? My boy's not coming home.
I suppose we do owe that to the family of this boy.
So
I shrug.
You exit.
Sorry for your loss. Is there like a term for you probably don't have this made up, but like is there a term for like of respect for like a grandma type person?
Roll history.
Okay. I got a 16. Wait,
So-
I probably have like a minus to history or something. Yeah, -1, so 15.
You use a term of respect that is used in Manorhad for elderly people, and you notice that while she doesn't quite understand the cultural significance of the word you use, she understands.
What is that word, Dylan?
You call her. You say, I feel your pain. Elder mother.
Elder mother. Nice.
And she does seem to feel a sense of reassurance, and you notice her posture straightens a little bit, and she wipes a tear from the corner of her eye, and she says, "Thank you. You are a strange bunch, but the quiet boy, he's a nice one. He reminds me of my oldest grandson, Brodan. He's a big, strong boy like you. Go meet them down at the tavern, please. Let them know what's happened."
All right, cool. So I'm just gonna sort of like usher these weirdos out the door, and yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So you head out onto the street, and you notice down the street towards the direction of the lake, you see the last building on the left as you head towards the docks is a quite lively looking tavern with a second floor deck that extends around the outside of the building with a little sign hanging off of it that's shaped in the form of a boat rocking on some waves, and it says "Drink or Drown" across it.
We go on in.
Heading into the tavern, you notice behind the bar an older human man wiping down some metal pitchers and mugs, some assorted bone and wooden ones. You see over in the corner there is a table with two men, one quite scrawny, feebly looking man with kind of rat-like eyes, and another very burly big man who looks a little daft, but certainly a strong, strapping man. And in the very, very far corner of the room where the candlelight kind of starts to recede, you see a dragonborn man sitting, smoking a pipe and reading a book, all alone in the corner. The two humans at the table close to the bar are loud and rapturous and laughing and drinking quite a lot. You notice the bartender looking in their direction with a grandfatherly sort of smile.
I guess, yeah, I try to identify from the description that we got from the tavern woman, I guess, identify the brothers.
Roll perception.
I rolled a 4.
You remember that the brothers were human.
So I think I just walk up to like the first table of two people, and I just start saying kind of the same description. I say, I'm sorry to tell you, but your brother
the large brother cuts you. What the fuck is you? You some fucking turtle. Hey, Bimbo, this turtle fucking talks. First we got the talking lizards and the talking half people. Now we got a talking turtle.
I was sent by your mother to inform you of your brother's death.
What?
All right, I'll come over and I'll say, he's just like that guy over there in the corner, but except he's got a shell. It's the same thing.
That fucker over in the corner's some sort of freak of nature. I don't associate with him. He's some ugly scale bastard.
As we were traveling to this town, we came upon a pack of wolves.
I don't want to hear from the
gnawing
the
and
turtle
ravaging.
You
upon
man,
the body
you man, you
of a
tell
man.
me what he means about my brother.
Hello. Greetings. I am Cal, from Manorhad, and I've been journeying with these two strange companions of mine, and we just witnessed really a savage wolf attack, and I think it might have been a relative of yours. I'm not sure. Really just trying to figure out what's going on here.
Everyone in the bar is suddenly very, very quiet. You notice that the large man has this look of just anger on his face. Even the dragonborn man in the corner puts his pipe down and is looking over in your direction. His eye is no longer on his book.
Oh, that dude sounds dope. I want to talk to the dragon homie.
You saying my brother got killed by some wolves?
Potentially? What? Excuse me. What is your name, good sir?
Are you talking to the dragon?
No. The guy, the douchebag.
My name's Brodan.
And the little rat skinny guy goes, and I'm Fivo. We're Tivum's brothers.
Tivum, that was the name that the elven woman gave for the guy who got wolf ravaged.
Elven woman? What elven woman? Our brother ain't with no elven woman. He a good royalist like the rest of us. He don't associate with them elf folk.
He's a racist.
Ooh.